Chelsea Football Club need to be on high alert because Mauricio Pochettino in a press conference basically hints that he could exit the club. This quote was absolutely wonderful. I actually have a newfound respect for Mauricio Pochettino. We've got an update from everything that he said in the press conference for the Chelsea versus Everton game that at this moment in time I don't think means much, but the quotes were very interesting, so stay tuned. Then we've got an update regarding the article that's come out. Chelsea need to raise £100 million before the 30th of June. We've covered this before, and I'm going to ease your minds one final time how Chelsea will raise this money, because it's near stupidly impossible for them not to raise this money. Like, it's going to be absolutely shocking if they don't raise this money, because we've got 5 assets and I'll explain it to you in easy, concise detail. You won't have to worry. And finally, we get an update from Fabrizio Romano about the Victor Osimhen news. A lot of you yesterday were, where's the Osimhen news? Where's the Osimhen news? Well, I wanted all the sources to come out because I know how this works. One source says one thing, another source says another thing, then an avalanche of sources that come out with saying the one or the other thing, and then Fab comes out with calming everyone down. So I'm going to explain to you what the stage that's at and the reason why you need to calm down, chill out a little bit, enjoy the Kavkas View, get yourself some popcorn. Bratuki, every single one of you needs to support the channel, alright? Before we move on, it's free. You just hit that one like button, you subscribe, because the road to 50k is officially on its way. So let's do it right now. Subscribe and let's aim for 1,000 likes on this video. Now let's start with the news. Alright, the reason you guys all came here, let's talk about Victor Osimhen. So a lot of people want Victor Osimhen and a lot of people don't want him. And it's really interesting to see, right? There is the segment of fans that think Victor's gonna come in, he's gonna score absolutely abundance of goals. Then there's the segment that think, oh my god, he's basically Haaland 2.0, we need to create everything for him, he can't do nothing. Alex, I don't want him, he's 105 million, this is ridiculous, we don't need another one of those players. And I'm going to explain to you why I think both sides are reacting this way. We miss a lot of chances that we create. Osimhen will improve that. He has to. He's just a prolific goal scorer. He will improve that. The other segment, they're scared with Enzo Fernandez, 100 million, didn't hit the ground running because of the system that he's in. Moises Caicedo, some say he hasn't hit the ground running. Romeo Lavia, injured, and Nkunku, injured. And big money signings not making it at the club. So now people have got panic. They just don't want us to sign anybody that's expensive. That's not the way to go, peeps. If Chelsea believe this is the striker to get in, I will be happy, right? Because he's a good player. Is he my pick? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure just yet, right? It's something I have to hold off. But what's the news? There was a bunch of news saying he's agreed and he's going to PSG. Fabrizio said none of it's true. At this moment in time, PSG and Chelsea are leading the race. They're talking to him, but nothing has been decided. This is still an open race, and that's his quote. It's an open race. So calm down, relax, and don't be panicking. We're going to hear so many stories in our favor, so many stories in their favor, until he's signed with a t-shirt aisle. Don't get gassed. Now we need to talk about the financials, right? I know a lot of you don't like this topic. I don't like this topic because I don't like how football has become basically accounting 2.0, right? We care about the players we sign and the game on the pitch. We don't care about the financials. However, the way that these lot have been spending, it's a bit reckless, right? Let's be honest. We have spent £1 billion in 4 transfer windows. That's a lot of money. That's a heck of a lot of money. And at this moment in time, a lot of us are scared that we're not going to balance the book. But I'm here to ease people's minds. Nazir Cancella's come out with an article. By the 30th of June, Chelsea have to raise at least £100 million. Okay, cool. Let me ease your minds. Lewis Hall has already generated 4 million and will generate a further 24 million. That's £28 because he will definitely be joining Newcastle after his loan. That is guaranteed money. Okay, the next one. Ian Maatsen. Ian Maatsen will be joining Dortmund. We know he'll be joining Dortmund, and if he doesn't join Dortmund, somebody else with that release clause is going to trigger it. £35 million, it will be coming Chelsea's way. Whether it's Bayern Munich, whether it's Juventus, whether it's a Premier League club, somebody will be paying it. So all in all, we have got to the point now, 35, we've got a good lump sum there. We're literally over 60% of the way. We need around about 37 million more. 37 million more, and the 3 players that Chelsea are going to try shift in the summer are going to be number 1, Chalobah. Chalobah has been trying, like Chelsea have been trying to move him for ages. Chelsea accepted a fee of £30 million from Nottingham Forest in the summer. Chalobah rejected to go. He was pushing for the move to Bayern Munich, but Bayern Munich didn't want to pay the fee that Chelsea were asking. Chelsea will get around about 20 million. In this market, 20 million for Trevor Chalobah will happen. Number 2, Armando Broja. Broja has evidently shown to us, right, after his injuries, he has been very unlucky and he needed to go out on loan and play. He went out on loan, he's not playing. He's not getting into the team, he's literally bench warming. Chelsea are going to get 4 million for loaning him out, and then Chelsea are going to try sell him, and I think they're going to aim for 20 plus 5. So we're going to get a deal of minimum 20 or maybe 25 at most, because the 50 million tag is ridiculous. No one's going to pay that. That's another 20 that we could get. So all of a sudden, sell those two and you hit that over the 100 million mark. But the one I think Chelsea are going to sell, and you guys aren't going to like it, Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher's going to Tottenham. I'll mark my words, bookmark this, clip this, and come back to me and say you were right. Conor Gallagher is going to go to Tottenham. Chelsea are going to get around about 40 to 45 million pounds for him. He's going to go to Tottenham. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to be happy. The reason I'm going to be happy is we're going to get £45 million for a player that I don't think is worth £45 million. And we're going to get a player that's going to eat a big portion of our rivals' transfer budget for the summer. And we're going to get a player going there that I think makes them worse. My personal opinion, don't shoot the messenger. So raising that 100 million is just with those 3 players is calm. The fact that people think we're not going to be able to raise it with Maatsen and Hall there, stop overreacting. It's clickbait, it's worrying you lot for no reason. We'll be fine. Now on to Mr. Mauricio Pochettino's press conference. He's come out with the injury news. Hospital FC, Chelsea Football Club, always have injuries. And don't worry, this time we've got more injuries. So now somebody kindly, created this on Twitter, so props to you lot. I wish I could give credit. This lineup is actually mad. We've got 11 injuries, Sanchez in goal, a back 3 of Colwell, Disasi, and Fofana. Wow, all of a sudden, that's the back 3 that could be starting for Chelsea under a different manager. You've got Reece James injured, Ben Chilwell injured, a midfield 3 of Leslie Agochukwu, Enzo Fernandez, Romeo Lavia. Yes, Enzo's injured as well, apparently. Great. And then the front 2 of Christopher Nkunku and the one and only Raheem Sterling. Apparently he's sick. Great. So we've got 3 new injuries in a period where we were meant to have 8 days off, where we were meant to rest and get some players back. But we've got 3 extra injuries. How on earth does that work? Like, genuinely, I don't understand anymore. Like, how do we keep getting so many injuries? And people say it's a coincidence. I don't think it is. I really don't. I think there's something going wrong with the training, something going on with the way we're taking care of the players. I don't know who's at fault, but please fix it, for crying out loud. If you guys remember, after the Sheffield game, I came out and I said, Pochettino threw the players under the bus, and that's how you lose a squad. And today, Pochettino basically politely came out and said sorry. Like, he was like, look, I need to be cautious with my words after the game. It's a young squad. The way I deliver my message is important. It is something that we need to be honest. For me, this is a joke, right? The fact that he came out, he called them out, yes, he blamed them. But the fact that he needs to say he needs to be selective with his words tells me a lot about the emotions within this team. They're very soft. They need to be a little bit harder, all right? So words aren't meant to cut that deep, guys. If you're confident in the person that you are, words shouldn't affect you to the point where your gaffer needs to come out and say, I need to be more cautious with the words, it's a young team. Then he also said, 7 or 8 of us at this moment in time, we're undefeated. We are undefeated in 7 or 8 games. Yes, we've got no clean sheets, but when we were defending properly, you guys were saying we weren't scoring. Now we're scoring, you got a problem because we're not defending. Pochettino, I get the premises, but big man, there are 2 sides of the game. You can't just pick and choose, oh, we're going to be a good attacking team. You need to defend well. You can't say we're going to keep clean sheets and not score goals. No, you need to do both, all right? Find the balance. It's your job. You do your job, we are all happy. Then this is where it gets very interesting. They asked him, would you ever consider playing defensive? He said, no. Well, I'm not a defensive manager. We are not a defensive team. We've got too much offensive players to do that. We cannot play with a defensive minded lineup. Nonsense. Because against Sheffield, you wanted to play defensive. You parked the bus and it didn't work. It backfired on you. And the reality is, he was bringing on Badiashile, he was bringing Casadei, he was taking off players like Noni, he took players off like Cole Palmer, he took out the threat that could have killed the game. And then he asks why we aren't happy. Like, it frustrates me because answers like this are just trying to mask the truth. Don't mask the truth. Be honest, be open, be truthful. Stop it. This quote here made me sit up and go, okay. So Pochettino, you got a little bit of a backbone. They asked him, do you think, like, the inexperienced team that we have, do you think that we're going to change the, basically change this model? You know, the hashtag that's going around. Change the model, guys. Change the model. Make sure we change the model. Let's go back to signing Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner, and Lukaku. Change the model. Yes, let's pay 250k for players that aren't worth it. Change the model. No, we need to be more realistic in the way we approach. All right, more quality and a good coach. Trust me, get me a better coach. This team is performing higher up the table. Age won't even be considered. I promise you that. He said, I need to have a discussion with the owners and sporting directors, and I need to agree. And that's the key part. I need to agree. For me, this is telling me if Poch doesn't get his own way, big man could be leaving by mutual consent. They might agree a nice little severance package where it's like, listen, we owe you 10 million. We don't want to pay you the 10. You don't want to be here. How about you take 5 and go? And this is what I think is going to happen. I think that end of season review, Chelsea aren't going to sack him. He's going to walk out because he's not happy with the way that things are going. He's not happy with the control he has. Who we're going to get? Only Lord knows. I don't know. The problem is Pochettino is got a little bit of a backbone, and I'm shocked with that. And that's not actually a problem. That's actually a good thing. For me, I want him out the club. So if he leaves by his own consent, thank you very much. But I was pleasantly surprised that he said this, which means it's not whether the directors and the owners want him to go. It's if he wants to go. And that will be damning on them, and that will be embarrassing upon them. So they'll fix their act out, meaning they'll hire a better person. Hopefully. The final part of the video, and I want to talk about this, is regarding Cole Palmer and Noni. And I think the way he spoke about Noni was really pleasant and very nice. I really liked it. He was like, look, Noni's a good player. He's been contributing well, but he's been very unlucky. Like, he's got competition with Cole, and they need to adapt to play together. We can't sacrifice the balance of the team, but they need to. They're both in the same position. And you know what? I'm about to say something, and I don't know how you lot are going to take this. I like Mikhailo Mudryk. I think there's a player in there. I think there's talent in there. He frustrates the hell out of me. He can annoy the hell out of me being invisible. But I think if Mudryk costs 30 million and Noni costs 60, people will be more willing to give Noni time. I think Noni costing £30 million is the reason why people aren't as high on him. If he cost more, the stuff he was doing, people will be more gassed. I think Noni's a better player than Mudryk at the moment. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I do believe it. I think Noni's got better dribbling ability. I think Noni's got a bigger threat for goal. I think Noni's got more creativity, and he's more imposing on the game. He's more confident, which is weird because I don't think Noni is as talented as Mudryk. I think you give De Zerbi, both players, I genuinely think Noni will look better. I really do. I think you'll get a good output of numbers. I think Noni is a guy that could get you 12 league goals a year. 12 league goals a year. He'll give you good performances. Noni's problem is he switches off defensively. If Noni learns how to be defensively sound, Noni's going to have a long, illustrious career at a top 4 side. Because Noni's direct. He's got great shooting ability. He's strong. He's tall. He's powerful. He's intelligent. He's got a decent weight of pass. And he's brave. He just needs to learn how to switch on defensive. Once he does that, I think Noni could become a very good player. I think fans get annoyed because he tries stuff. But you can't get annoyed at players for trying stuff, because at the end of the day, if you want attacking football, you need players to express themselves. And if he's not expressing himself, you're just going to call him boring like we did with Willian. So we pick what you want, innit? But the reality is, guys, this was the Kavkas View. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed it. But the good news from today's video is very simple. It looks like Pochettino will have a say whether he stays or not. And he's not as set to stay at the club as people think. Great news. See you later. Adios. Arrivederci. До свидания, братухи. Пока.